Okay, what's up? We're gonna do, the same thing we always do? We're gonna do the same thing we always do. Um, so, pick a card. It's not Wednesday, it's Thursday, but pick a card, okay? Three piles, hopefully. Yeah, three piles. So, pile number one, pile number two, see, and hold on. Pile number two, and pile number three. Um, hold on. So, go ahead and pick your pile, see what you want to do, what the vibe is. Um, it's all up to you. Uh, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, by the way, I never really pick the name of like the pick a card pile until after. Um, don't know if that's obvious, but it's true. Um, Okay, so one thing I did hear is you just have to go with it whenever you hear it, whenever you feel it, whenever you're told to do something. Obviously, be discerning. Um, Understand where that path is going to get you, but don't let your fears creep in. Don't let your doubts of yourself or other people's projections of who you're supposed to be creep in. Allow yourself to just be you and all of, when I heard in all of your disappointment, but not falling into that negative self talk that allows you to treat yourself that way. Because why are we battling with our own mind? Other than the very obvious reasons, right? Um, I think the biggest thing is obvious. Okay, so it seems obvious, and yeah, it is obvious. Um, but it's still, the way that you get to where you're at is the way you get to where you're at. Don't let everything else that everybody else did or didn't do take away from where you are. Um, and don't let the state of the world take away from where you want to go either. Okay, so one thing I do have to say. Okay, and this is a little bit funny, a little bit goofy. Why do you hate yourself? Why do you hate yourself? Don't hate yourself. Don't be mean to yourself. You're growing. Give yourself time and space to grow. The number nine, unlock the next step, but then we have six of wands, right, reverse, which 9-9. But look back at like 2018 and see 2018 to 2021 and reevaluate your priorities and values. It, there's something that seems, and it is a big reason why you fight with yourself. There's something that seems to be nothing, but it is kind of something you do need to take a better look at with a fresh new pair of eyes. You might have a conversation with somebody soon that opens your mindset a little bit more. Um, Check your energy, right? So really I do want to say is double down and understand where your fears come from. And I feel like it's again, it's obvious, right? But it's not whenever you live in your fears. Even if you don't specifically live in your fears, it still, again, creeps behind you like you're gonna mess up or you're gonna go the wrong way. And there is no going the wrong way. You're exactly where you're meant to be, how you're meant to be. But that doesn't mean let your fears of, okay, so I heard how hard it was to get to the point you are now, not letting your, because it's not even fears, I can't like find the word. Um, but not allowing that to stop you. Get back up on the horse. Um, because yeah, 11/11, right. And then it's 5/15, 2025, 5:05. The world is your oyster. Don't let how. Yeah, I feel like you got that message already. I feel like you got that message already. So, and don't just keep everything in plans, um, until you can see it, if that makes sense. Don't keep everything contained in a box. And this can be like something you want to do, but this could just be emotionally in general too. Because you can't wait for that stability of where, the stability of how you're going to get there. You're not always going to know how you're going to get there. You just have to trust in yourself that you will get there. Um, um, motherfucking, and then there's a motorcycle or a car. Um, Also, because there is kind of this idea of imposter syndrome, but if you're already doing the things that make you whatever you want to be, 619, um, then you're not an imposter. You're just who you are. Okay, so then we have when. Like, when is it going to come to fruition? Okay, so it's kind of specific. When am I going to stop self-sabotaging myself? Um, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like things are going to be made obvious to you. Even if they've already been obvious, it'll just be made more obvious. 656. Yeah, and it was immediate too. These came out like immediately. So we do have like Eight of Wands, right? It's gonna fall where it falls. You just have to mentally like make it fall how you want to fall. You have to be willing to put in your own will to get it there, right? Um, but it's also loving every step of the way, even if it's unstable, even if the tower's about to fall, which I haven't seen the card come out yet, but knowing how it is, no, but we have judgment, so that's basically the same thing. Which this in general. And then we do have Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck. Come on now. Um, so just, yeah, one, not letting your lag, not letting, um, your doubts and your fears stop you from one, critiquing your own work. Because that's the magic of it, being able to see what you do and understand how to critique yourself and it be effective and not be in a way that you're criticizing yourself in a bad way. Yeah. 818. And genuinely taking the time, even whenever you feel like you have none, to really be there for yourself and to really consider your options, consider who you are, where you'll be when you'll be. Because it really just kind of feels like, oh, I'm looking at like this big mess and I don't know what to do with it. Or like, even if you do know what to do with it, it takes time. But that's the beauty of it. Okay, so we do have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands reversed. Um, Hold on. So it kind of feels like things are just out of your power, and I really need you to like eliminate that mindset completely that nothing's out of your power because it's really not. And then I have like random stuff like popping and just random shit. Um, Again, you gotta let that tower fall and understand that you're the creator of your own reality because that's your justice, not sitting, and I don't want to say it like this, because the way I was gonna say it was like wallowing, and some of you might be wallowing, I don't know, wallow for me, I guess, but Matter of fact, no, I'm gonna come wallow with you. Okay, we're gonna be sad together. No, I'm playing. But to really consider how much you're willing to fight for yourself, how much you're willing to sacrifice for yourself. And one, there's a difference between sacrificing for yourself and sacrificing for like normality. And understanding that too. But it's again going back to the King and Queen of Wands, there's almost like this level of I want to create but I can't create. And when I did hear artistically, because I know it's kind of been hard for me to get any work stuff done, like anything for me done. But if you keep telling yourself you can't do it, then you really can't fucking do it. 55, 55, 58, 7, and 8, 1, 1, 1. Okay, and then I heard just sleep on it. Just sleep on it and come back with a different perspective, come back with a different mindset of how you're going to do it, what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, because there isn't a disconnect, but the way that you view it energetically creates more of a disconnect, which will, you know, make it fizzle out on its own, basically. Okay, and then going back to like 20, what was it? During the time of COVID, I know that 2018, 1144, 6 and 5. So, yeah, going back to like the time of COVID, 2018 to 2021, understand just something. Like, almost the energy doesn't want me to touch it itself, so you're gonna have to go back and, fiddle with that. Because, yeah, again, this is a yes card, but it's reversed, so no. Because that's not happy, 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 but that is going to be a part of understanding where you are now. It's understanding your past, how far you've come, without you letting it ruin your own mind, okay? Because peace of mind is important, and this is a test, low-key. If you know something isn't good for you, regardless of who tells you what, again, use your discernment. 46 and 2 ahead of you. Then, if you know something isn't good for you, if you know it's going to affect you and how you move about your life without putting yourself completely on hold, like if it's necessary, it's necessary. But if it's not, and you know that's like something that isn't going to bring it up, isn't going to do anything, then don't bring it up. Again, let me sleep on it. Plant new seeds. Feminine energy. Karmic. Okay, so I heard there's a thin line walking on a tightrope. Take care of yourself. Peace of mind again. Mumbo wumbo. Speak up for yourself. Even if it's against yourself and like self-sabotaging, because sometimes it really do be our own selves. Know your worth, know your self-worth, understand your self-worth and why you see yourself as worthy, because there's one thing of building up your self-worth and using your affirmations and taking care of yourself and treating yourself like you matter, 1414, versus truly understanding why you feel that way, right? And that way it's kind of like foolproof. You can't, no matter what angle you get thrown at, it's not gonna affect you in the same way. Again, you can tell yourself you're the best all you want, 1441, but if you don't know why you're the best, then are you the best? Then all the self-doubt comes in, and you could be really good at doing something, right? But the second you get caught off guard, energy comes in and swoops you up and it's like, no, 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 you can't do that. Who said? But that's not, no, you know? Um, okay, so we have Tea Break and then Limp Bizkit break stuff. So that, do with that what you will. Um, but it really is about using your own will. Like, and again, it's obvious, but whatever. Our brains do that to us sometimes. Something you did recent that made you feel like you did something wrong, but you didn't do something wrong, or it could be something. You see how there's duality in this. Something you did right, but everybody made you feel like you did it wrong. And then we have 16, which is 8 plus 8, 16, 9 plus 9, 18. We do have Mercury again, which is just communication, intellect, and reason. Going back to not letting anybody bring you into self-doubt, because that is going to be really important. And then we have Saturn. Okay. Saturn, restrictism, pessimism, structure. Another thing is, so what I heard is, how can I do this if I don't even have that? How can I be who I am if I don't know who I am? That type of energy. One, always ask questions, but also don't let yourself fall into doubt just because you don't meet the criteria. Because fuck that. So we have North Node, your potential. You live your potential every single day. And then Chiron, point of healing. So again, yeah, you live your potential every single day. And just because you're going after what you want, what you truly want, doesn't make you pretentious. 777, 1111. We had 1111 earlier, 2222. And I saw 222 earlier today, but again, you are on the right path. Luck is on your side. Mourn / grieve your past. 222, stop worrying. So yeah, of course there's gonna be a big change coming up. 18. Yeah, there's gonna be a big change coming up. But you have to be able to hold yourself down while it happens. You have to be able to choose you even whenever you don't even see yourself anymore. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18. Orange, business, success, justice, opportunity, celebration, ambition. Give yourself a reason to celebrate. Baby, you're breathing. That's a reason to celebrate. You're breathing. That's a reason to celebrate. Reevaluate your priorities. You made it this far. And it's not to say that you only made it so far in such an amount of time. Nothing like that. Like, you truly made it. Even if... Because then, when are we going to get there? When, right? When are we going to get there? You're already there. You're living your potential every single day. Admit that to yourself. Allow yourself to be who you are, but you have to be willing to take care of yourself in the ways that you need to be taken care of in order to sustain that. So we have the color brown, home protection, animal stability, family, and material goods. One thing I did hear automatically is try not to have a negative mindset. I've said it so many times, but drill that into your brain and give yourself 15 reasons why you shouldn't have a negative mindset, you know? Then we have green, nature, physical healing, money, abundance, fertility, growth. So one thing that did stick out to me is money, right? But then immediately after that, just scrap it. Go outside. Go outside, go be a tree hugger. Do what you gotta do. And then we have the color pink, romantic love, emotional healing, friendship, caring, nurturing, self-love. I feel like that one's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, and then I heard, but okay, hear me out. Pink and green, Cosmo and Wanda. And I know you probably can't freaking see it that well, but Cosmo and Wanda, I just want to say that. Um, but babe, you're here now. Like, you're here now. Nothing's gonna happen unless you do something now. Um, no one's gonna go anywhere unless you do something now. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying rush yourself either. Know for a fact, use your discernment, understand the difference in duality, understand what you're being asked to understand. Like, go through every single mode, means of anything and banish the negativity and don't don't bind yourself to anything, okay? Don't ever bind yourself to anything. Bind yourself to your own soul, not know nothing of nothing, okay? Banishing negativity, protection, binding. Um, and I might just be a little kooky, who knows? But that's how I feel about it. And then we have gray, intuition, psychism, dreams, femininity, the moon. Feminine energy twice, not once has a masculine energy actually shown up in this, and I want to say dedicate yourself to that. If that's the way you're rocking, dedicate yourself to that. But not only in that, it's understanding the femininity and the masculinity within yourself. Money versus being a tree hugger. Always follow your integrity and be as honest with yourself as you can be. Okay. There's something that's going to be made really obvious. Same word, multiple times, 2222. It's going to be something so in your face that you can't deny it, but then you're going to try to deny it anyways. And then this is full moon, right? Full moon just happened. Wait, yeah, full moon just happened. Full moon, harvest endeavors, love magic, charging, cleansing, healing. Take a little bit more time to heal yourself, to recharge yourself. Don't see healing as a punishment. And another thing is we tend to punish ourselves whenever we feel like we have it too good. 2255. And it's an unconscious thing. I like to call it the Catholic guilt effect. But it's an unconscious thing. Last quarter, take action, banishing, breaking habits, relinquishing, duality. And then we do have new moon on the bottom. Which if you do divination, I'd say do some. Just saying. I think that's all I got though. I think that's all I got for group number 1. I'm gonna clean this stuff up and get to group number 2. Okay, but also if you wanna if you wanna like and comment, just so I know that like it's not going into the void or something, so yeah, thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm gonna go ahead and skip to pile 2 whenever this is done because I'm not editing these at all. No ma'am. Okay, pile number 2. Okay, pile number 2. Okay, so I automatically got like fun uncle vibes. Fun uncle vibes. And this is a little okay, and then I heard somebody sedate me. Okay. Give me a second. Give me a second. Again, it's still fun uncle vibes. So like I gotta give it to you. You're still swinging, dude, and I really appreciate that. Like, um, okay. So one thing I do have to say is let go of control a little bit more. Don't don't balls to the wallet, but um, understand that you have more control than you think you do. And another thing is let go so you can grasp your control more. Let go so you can understand. That's all I got. That's all I got. Just understand. Um, Another thing I do want to say is let go of the facade you keep up to just automatically off the top of my head people please. And it's not even that you want to please these people. Okay. It's not even that you want to please these people. It's like, okay, like that's what I'm here for, right? Almost like that. Like, oh, well, I'm a nice person, so I'm gonna keep being nice, or just that. But in reality, you really need to stand more on your boundaries and understanding of yourself and what is right for you versus what you do to be right for other people. 44, 46 and 2, sorry. And then 49, which 7 times 7 is 49, right? Square root. And it's not even that you're trapping yourself, because it's almost like this self blame. Oh, I'm like, it's my fault. I'm trapping myself. I'm not allowing myself to do this and that, or I'm keeping up a front. And it's just like almost shame spiral. So the least you could do is be better for others, right? And that's not for everyone. That specifically is not for everyone. But there's some truth in it. Again, a lot of representation between fire and ice. The faces you show different people in your life, and not letting someone else's projections of who they think you are um, dictate where you're gonna be or your potential, or like the fact that other people don't see that you're living in your potential right now doesn't mean you're not. Like, you don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. Okay. So one, Uranus, automatically. That isn't that not like a fun uncle joke right there? Um, Rebellion, eccentricity, upheaval, Aquarius. Okay, so then there's this energy of like, um, how am I not supposed to put on masks? How am I not supposed to be confined by all of these people in my life that need things from me or whatever, right? Um, but that just isn't your problem. Like, that just isn't your problem. There is no love in that. There is no completion for yourself in that. So why would you want to give to it? And it is all there to reflect um, just unhealed parts of yourself, because we do have Chiron that came out, which is like your point of healing, but you feel like you've healed so much. It is wounded warrior energy, right? But you have to expand past that. Yeah, look, I'm gonna hold your hand while I say it now. I'm not gonna hold your hand, but um, at some point you have to stop letting yourself be a martyr for others to walk all over you, because that's all it really is. You're holding space for people to walk all over you, and it's not beneficial to you, and it's not even beneficial to them. They just think it is, and they think they can get away with it, so they're gonna do it. And I did specifically hear a work situation, but who am I to say? Who am I to say? Um, so hold on, let me look at something. Let me look at something. Because we are getting a lot of planets, and I did just check the planets like 2 times. Um, so the biggest thing I do want to speak on is Eris, Chiron, Venus, and Neptune in Aries. Um, which one? There's gonna be like a lot of tests, right? To check how willing you are to fight for yourself, right? And if you're going to fight for yourself in the right ways, because past wounds are going to be reopened, and it's up to you to either go deeper into it or to close it out. But mm, that bug got me right there. Shit. But you have to want it, right? No one can want it for you. You have to want it for yourself. And that's some shit you would tell to everybody else right there. And you have to be willing to stand up for yourself. You have to be willing, 3131, to stand up for your own energy, to stand up for what you believe in, to stand up for yourself, even whenever you feel like you can't. And there's always ways to do that, right? Follow your dreams. Never let anybody stop you, but there's a way to do it, right? Right. Water can be thicker than blood. I love you not. Follow your dreams again. And then I heard it's a song by the Boys. Fuck, can I even remember the lyrics now? Anyway, I can't remember them. So, cleanse, if, I don't, I don't know. I feel like you're just gonna be thrown in a bunch of directions, right? Thrown in a bunch of directions, kind of like a wild egg hunt, or I don't know. A wild egg hunt, yeah. A wild goose chase, that's what it is. Loosey goosey. Um, Full wild goose chase. But you have to be the one to choose if you're gonna chase. Um, Also, this is just a side thing. This is my own beef, I guess. You are what you attract, or he will come back to me, or just the silly TikTok subliminals. Don't fucking listen to that shit, dude. Come on. And yes, that's a way of creating, but you don't want to. Okay, so this is a way to think about it. You don't want to hop on a highway that is already busy, okay? You want to go the back roads. So go through the back roads instead of putting yourself through a whole bunch of extra stuff and sitting in traffic for way too long, if that makes sense. It might not. 49 again. Yeah. 3355, 2244, 58. Oh god. Light magic. Um Also understanding your own capabilities in whatever realm you want to do that in. That's up to you. Um but also understanding that there are no bounds in that. So like light and dark magic, that's not really a thing. It's just magic. It's just how you use it, what you do with it. You can love somebody, right? But if they treat you some type of way that isn't okay and makes you feel bad, and you hear me out, you defend them instead of defending yourself. then do I don't fucking know. Something. But it's almost like this. You get kind of close to spilling the tea, kind of like being in it. Um, and then you're like, no, I can't do that. Or like, no, this and that. Or defending anybody else but yourself, really. And then masculine, we had the first reading had more feminine energy in it. But it's still kind of that message of don't doubt yourself. Don't allow yourself to fall into the idea that you don't have enough, so you have to, or like that you didn't have enough, so that you have to fight for other people to have enough, or this is an interesting thought to have though. It's not really about your stuff. 35, 53, you just kind of need to think about it on your own terms in general, on your own terms, because your life is on your own terms. But is greed worth it? Or what are you willing to do to be like, is greed worth it? Is greed worth it to you? Is greed, um, give yourself grace, but is greed worth it? Love or greed? Because it really is that simple of an option. And if someone is so greedy that they can hurt you or put you in a battle with yourself, then that's not love, even if that relationship is with yourself. Again, it's real silly and goofy until it gets serious and it's like, okay, I love you, you have to love you, we all love each other, let's be happy and like hold hands around the world or something. Stop and get some help. Okay. Okay. Um, 693. And that'll work itself out. Pay attention to what you see. Wagon wheel, what to see? Anyways, change your circle. Energy vampire, but don't beware because, like, that's not shit. You just gotta, like, put them in their place about it. Which is, I'm not gonna lie, something I've definitely been struggling with more. Like, how much of me living is, like, my energy. 3737 is my energy versus me collecting everybody else's energy, right? The wheel is turning. What's your truth? Give yourself grace again, and then foundation is crumbling. Let their foundation crumble so you can build yours. Don't be a fucking martyr, dude. Don't fucking do it. It's like, honestly. A secret truth. It's not a secret to you, but you think it's a secret, and then other people keeping their truth a secret from you because they know if they said it. Okay. 555, which I saw that not that long ago, and then we have fire. Again, going back to this fire and ice idea, which does have its own message on its own, and whenever you're ready for it, it'll come through, but on your timing, on your terms. Change the channel. Okay, I'm gonna clean some of this up. People can clean up their own messes. You don't have to, no, we're not coddling anybody. We're not coddling people. We're not taking care of people. They can take care of themselves. They're perfectly capable. They just want you to do it because you're nice enough to do it. And no. And one thing is, you can have friends without putting yourself on the line. You can have fun relationships without putting yourself on the line. It's that simple. So, that was, some people it was, you rethinking it. Some people it was just like confirmation for what they already knew. 222, stop worrying. Yeah, because that's not your place. Go ahead and tell yourself all the nice little things you need to hear. Remind yourself who you are. Time for the next step. 999. 777, luck is on your side. 666, and then 1212. which that you will have to put together on your own. 2222, you got it. 1111, you're on the right path. Okay. Okay, another thing is, I'm just gonna say it clearly so that you, anyways, 4020. I'm gonna go ahead and say it clearly. Hold on. Be mean. That's what I gotta say. Be mean. No. Because I always, like, I try not to be mean, but then sometimes it's like, dude, I gotta be mean because you're not gonna, like, get it unless I'm mean to you. But that doesn't make you a mean person, that just means you're standing up for yourself, and standing up for yourself isn't a bad thing. Also, another thing to think about is what's your idea of abundance and how does it relate to greed? Okay, also another thing, I heard it in the 4114, right as I look up. I heard it in the other video. Not video, said it in the other pile. What would you choose? Go hugging a tree or like making money if like you really lived on your own terms? Would I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Stop worrying again. Also, whenever you are ready, you will be specifically taught how to get other people's energy out of your energy. Because it's on a person basis, right? But that is necessary. You need to understand your own cup so that you can get other people's cup out of your face. So we have nature, physical healing, money, abundance, fertility, and growth. For red, color red, which I picked up on that earlier, didn't say anything, 211, 212. Vital energy, passion, courage, lust, charisma, fast action. And then we have white, spirituality, peace, higher self, purity, substitution. Then we have gold at the bottom. And this pile has just been masculine energy, I feel like. First pile was feminine energy. This one actually has like the masculinity card. And I think it came out in a different card too. Okay, so you already have your creation, right? You already have your creation. You already have the understanding you need of yourself. It's just being so ground into it. Okay, and then I got fracking. Barely know what fracking is, but we boo fracking. But really being stable within yourself in a way that nobody can move you, which like yeah, temperance, right? Because what does this card say too? Part man, part woman, all angel, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land, temperance. And I really do love this card. Which is, and it's also going back to the understanding that everybody has a feminine and masculine energy because we have 2 of cups directly after. I don't know how I saw that. I don't know how I didn't see that. But you're gonna see something. 4343. It's understanding that there's a divine flow and like it's obvious, but we kind of forget to take the time because we're so wound up in everything else, everybody else's mess, that we forget to take the time to understand that there really is like divinity in everything. There like everything, and it's beautiful and it can be scary if you don't understand, but don't hate something because you don't understand it, right? Take the time to educate yourself so that you can learn why you hate it and then why you don't hate it or why you shouldn't hate it. 4422. Oh my god. Then we have blue, traveling, inspiration, communication, calm, forgiveness, creativity. Blue and green, which are like, yeah, blue and green. What do you think? Fucking Earth, dude. And like obviously you're here for a reason, but like you gotta remember you're here for a reason, okay? Intelligence, learning, focus, and it really is hard to focus on that. Everybody, I get it. Focus, memory, joy, comfort, hope. Hope and passion. Have hope in your passion, passion in your hope. What's orange? And I mean orange, that's the answer. Yellow and red equal orange. Black, banishing negativity, protection, binding. But what does the color orange mean? Business, success, justice, opportunity, celebration, ambition, and the main thing, all of these, it's like pretty little words to grab your attention so that you can get distracted. Business, success, greed, right? If not in all cases, but most of the time, it's based in greed. Whenever in reality, all you need to worry about is justice, because justice brings all of the success you need, regardless of if it makes sense in this moment. That is what it is. So we have new moon. You might want to watch the first pile. That's up to you. 45, 54, right as I say it. So, full moon, harvest endeavors, love magic, charging, cleansing, healing, but also the new moon, which if I can, it's just new beginnings, reevaluating your connection to yourself, feminine and masculine energies, and then we have waxing gibbous, refine and hone, success, motivation, attraction, good wealth. Hold on. Oh. Oh. So, I am going to, I will. I will. If you need to, get the I am app. I'm not, no. I don't even know them like that, but that is an app that genuinely helps me, and I always say it's usually different parts of myself trying to reach out to me, because it truly is. Everything in the world is yourself or like different energies trying to reach out to you, but you have to understand the difference between your energy and other people's energy, right? Or if you have similar connections and different frequencies, being able to differentiate that and understanding your understanding of that frequency versus their understanding of the frequency. You're spiritual. You know you're spiritual. It's just, fish out of water type of thing. And how do you cope with being spiritual and understanding of things whenever it's so frowned upon? Fill your own cups. You might really want to watch the first video. But fill your own cups. But understand what you're filling them with. You'll get it when you get it. And there's no shame of where you are in the process of you getting there. Okay. Wait. Okay, so I heard this gotta be a joke. It basically it is, yeah. Yeah, don't get dragged down by everybody's shit, dude. I'm telling you now. Don't get dragged down by everybody's shit. And then I'm getting Princess and the Frog, the cards, fear and hatred and ideas and ideologies that people just lack understanding in because they refuse to educate themselves okay, whatever, I'm not gonna get into it. Oh, well, maybe I will. Someone told me recently that they were scared of tarot. 4848. And I was just like, why? I didn't say that, but I was just like, oh, it's just energy. Like, it's just translations of energy in different ways. Another thing is if you understand what's being translated and you understand their perspective, you can kind of like double down on it. And yeah. 2, 3 steps. I know the pieces fit. Because I watched them fall away. Because you watched them fall away. So you do know the pieces fit, but you don't know what you fell from. And it wasn't grace because you got grace all within yourself. You see enough. And that's what matters. So, yeah, you got it. You got it. Wait, hold on, no. That's the thing. Free fall. Free fall. And it really is. You have everything you need. You're not gonna fall, and like you're getting baby birded out of the nest. You just gotta like fuck with it or don't fuck with it. Make all the jokes you want the whole entire time, babe. Everyone else is right there with you on it. Because that is your justice, being able to trust yourself fully, and realizing that you can catch yourself whenever you fall. So I am gonna leave you here. But go ahead and like a comment or something. Tell me you watched it. Tell me you didn't this this didn't fall into the void of like whatever. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to pile 3 whenever I fucking get this shit done. 50-40. Hindsight is 20/20. Okay, so pile number 3, I'm gonna tell you, we got the 10 of Pentacles. And I do want you to examine what this card means to you, just based on the picture and your intuition. 111 511 1. Yeah. It's not as spooky as you think it is. It's not as spooky as you think it is. Okay, hold on. If we have to gaslight ourselves, we got it. Love a good gaslighting. Okay, wait, I can't say that, but number 29, understanding you're where you're meant to be, 51-51. Okay, so I had to go ahead and say that because I know you're not necessarily gonna like what I have to say. 51-51, 51-55, yeah. But automatically, I know you're not exactly gonna like, I know you're not gonna like what I have to say. Okay, hold on. But we do have the Ace of Cups. But this card is a little, okay, right? And then we have the 10 of Cups. 52-25. 225. You're gonna have a mirror placed to your soul soon. And you're not gonna like it at all. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you're not gonna like it at all. You're actually kind of annoyed that anybody could even see that deep into your soul in the first place. And I get that. And just because I do see it doesn't mean you get to put up a guard to, or just because other people see it. Okay, look, use your discernment. Doesn't mean you get to put up a guard just because you're scared of your truth being your truth. Or just because you're scared of the reaction of what your truth is. Also, another thing is, oh, that was nasty. Okay. But seriously, something's being hidden from you, and it might need to be stated. It might need to. I can't even get that sentence out because you're supposed to speak your truth to people. Oh, well, there's no place for my truth, or like, oh, well, I already lived my truth, and like my truth is my truth, so like I know it, and but no, you don't. There's always more to explore. There's always more to gain. There's always more to learn, and that's when I say like your ego almost comes up and it's like, no, 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 I thought I did everything. Like, yeah, you did, but here you go. Here's another thing. You can never be too stable in your stability. And also another thing is, we'll see how that applies later. Hold on. Okay. We will see how that applies later. And it's not about how you apply yourself. Don't give into this almost idea. And it is kind of a wound that you have that you still need to work on. But you can't work on it if you don't see it, right? use your discernment for this one. It's all over the place right now. Um, and that's the thing. And I know you're not fine. What's the fucking Kim K meme? It's like, yeah, I'm fine. I have it. I'm good. I have it all together. I'm fine. I have it. I'm fine. No, you're not. Get over it. Fuck. And I knew that's where this was going. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything yet, but you do have like, I'm not gonna say it like that. You just some things you gotta work out, and you're gonna have a mirror to your soul, and you're gonna feel uncomfortable, but you're not being made a pariah while you're just not being made a pariah, and understand that, like, fully 55, 33. Fully understand that so you can actually benefit from the mirror that's going to be shown to you instead of putting all of your guards up, that toolbox, in order to escape judgment. Because judgment isn't judgment. 5551, intention in how you change, right? 515. That's the date today. And then 9 and 6. 10 is half of 5. You're only telling yourself half of your own story. So, the theme recently, and you don't have to be Catholic to have Catholic guilt. It's like an energy that you can attach yourself. It's just self-doubt, and like, you feel so guilty that you condemn yourself, or you feel so guilty that you build up a whole wall so people can't reach you. And then I heard breach and system, and it really is a defense mechanism that our nervous systems come up with in order to stop ourselves. And I'm going to say it, to stop primarily our caregivers from, not our caregivers, to stop other people from harming us like our caregivers did. And whenever you can't trust your caregiver, you can't trust no fucking body, not even yourself. So, 5656. And yeah, you're like, yep, it said, I gotta head out. Gots to head out now. Nope, you're not going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. It's already, fuck, what's the song? So System is, fuck, Systems of a Down. Fuck, I can't remember it. Where you want to be is already where you are. It's already where you are. And another thing is I'm not saying that you don't love yourself or that you don't care about yourself or that the wounds that you have faced are not worthy of love or care. But you have an idea so deep in your head, so ingrained in your being that you are not worth it. And that has to be fixed. It's not why you're not worth it. It's not why, who, how, when, what, anything. It's just an idea. And that's where the whole Catholic guilt shame thing comes in. It's hard to explain on that one, but it really is so internalized from like just the world and like past lives that whenever you don't even have to be Catholic. I'm not Catholic. I have Catholic guilt all the time. All the time. You feel bad for protecting yourself. You feel bad for letting someone in just because it's just like a full send spiral of like guilt and shame and bleh. Yeah. Yeah. And it's okay to feel bleh. But what it's not okay to do is hide it and act like everything's okay. And then whenever you are alone and you do have time for yourself, you don't even let your guard down long enough that these true feelings come through. That's your judgment. And whenever you hear judgment, what do you think? You think, oh shit, I'm getting caught up for all the shit I did, or oh, I'm getting caught up for all the stuff I didn't do. Very specific example, and if I can find a way to make it less niche, I will. Okay, so I'm not saying this is you specifically, this is just an example, right? Fill in the blanks how they need to be filled in. So if somebody sees you're doing something wrong, you automatically, like, not you, you could automatically get flustered. Or, like, say you're doing something right and someone shames you, you can automatically get flustered, right? It's a nervous system response. You can't really help it, but you can teach yourself ways to deal with it. 555, 96. It was 69 before. Anyways, and then it hit 1 hour right as I said that. So, I don't know, but um again, building up defense mechanisms whenever you feel attacked, or attacking that person that calls you out on whatever mishap, because it really doesn't necessarily have to be your fault. You don't have to be wrong in the situation. Could be some situations, who am I to say? But it's up to you to make the choice to understand and understand. Again, I know this was kind of one where I know, like, use the whole deck, dude. I know you don't want to hear this shit. And it's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's not that you're doing anything wrong at all. It's just we have to have a plan to get you back on track, so you can be your truth and actually be your truth, not everything that was. 010101. It's just a natural thing that our nervous systems do, and it works differently for everybody. Our brains are just different, but that's just how we are. So, also, and this kind of goes back into the Catholic guilt thing, but kind of falling into gluttonous habits, overeating, overspending, over drinking, little things like that. And I did hear something very specific, but I'm not gonna say that one because I don't wanna. I don't wanna. But um, you can't force pieces to fit. You can't force pieces to fit. They just don't fit. And you have to be willing to walk away whenever you're ready to walk away. And what you do with that information is up to you. 211, 212, 515. Again, you're not in trouble. I want to make that clear and stop automatically assuming, even if you are in trouble, that the first thing you do is put up all of your defenses, because that's not the point. And being in trouble isn't even being in trouble. Like, if you're an adult, unless you're doing some crazy shit, like, you're not in trouble. Like, it's just make changes so that you can be the best person you can be, instead of turning your back on yourself because you feel like you've been invalidated or like you're going to be attacked. Again, family wound right there. And yes, I'm going to call it out for what it is because it's okay. And I am just going to give a moment because I feel like a moment is necessary. And if you need to give yourself a moment, give yourself a moment. Like, it's okay. And it is kind of, it's one, you're growing. You are growing. Every single second of your life, you are growing. It is an active choice you have to make to grow, to be a different person, to leave your past behind you, to allow yourself to be who you want to be. And not all of this is like the heaviest energy ever. Like, use your discernment on what matches for you and what fits for you. But at the end of the day, there is still a sad child inside of you that deserves to be loved and deserves to be taught how to be the best person you can be. You're growing. It's okay. There are going to be growing pains. 411. And that doesn't make you stupid that you have things to learn. It doesn't make you stupid that you're where you're at. You're where you're at for a reason. Take the time to heal where you're at so that you can learn from yourself and that you can teach other people how to do the same exact thing. Because it is beautiful in itself. It's just getting off of the pedestal you had to make for yourself to protect yourself from everybody else. 444. And there are no regrets in life. It's just things you learn from. Also, another thing is, I said it in the second pile. I would watch Use Your Discernment. I would watch that one after this one. But humans have a tend to hate things that they don't understand. And if you don't understand yourself, or if you don't understand the people that have harmed you, you're going to hate them. And it is an active choice to choose not to hate them. And this is me saying this shit. Like, and I will hate and hate and hate every day of my life. But hating is choosing to love, even in its own way. If you hate something, if you hate yourself, you do self-destructive actions to show yourself love, right? And that ends up being another form of hate, right? And then, hold on, let me get there. Hating other people because they hate you, that's a form of showing yourself love. And it's all I say this in the kindest way. It's all in a twisted way, but you have to twist and turn yourself around to escape karmic energy at the end of the day. You have to twist and turn to feel comfortable in uncomfortable situations. You have to bend to others' will to be who they want you to be just so that they can leave, is what I heard. But, use your discernment on that. Reevaluate your priorities and values. Know your worth, your true worth, not the worth of the pedestal you created to be who was good enough for everybody else. I mean, truly your worth. 646, 649. Because you're not the facade you show to everybody else. You're not the facade you show to everybody else. Even whenever you think you are, you're still not. So I am addiction. You can have an addiction to anything, coffee, fucking sugar. I'm struggling with sugar right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Mourn/grieve your past. I love you. I'm gonna say I love you. I love you. And it's not that I don't mean it, because I do mean it. I genuinely mean that whenever I say it. I don't just say that for no reason. Ground yourself. You're more stable than you think you are. Just because you are in a vulnerable position, that doesn't make you unstable. Again, just because you're in a vulnerable position does not make you unstable. So I heard snakes in the grass, third party. There may be some people you might want to go no contact with. I'm going to suggest it, but at the end of the day, that's your choice. Parts of self that you may want to go no contact with. 811. And that is a decision to make. It's a choice to make. But at the end of the day, you have to choose yourself and your growth. You have to choose yourself and your growth. Even if it feels like you're not growing anywhere because you built yourself into a box. It doesn't fucking matter. There is no box. Even once you get out of one box, you fucking get into another box and then another box. Just fuck the boxes. 838. 848. My bad. Shit. 42-8. And then we have feminine energy. Understanding the difference between... No, hold on. Understanding what the fine line is. Like, what line are you drawing? What line are you drawing for yourself? What line are you drawing for other people? And just because you don't draw a line for other people, are you going to push your line back, or are you going to draw a new line for however you treat them, It could be fucking anything. You're growing. Karmic. And I don't know how I feel about this whole karmic thing right now, because karmic is karmic, but karmic isn't always a bad thing. The wheel turns. We go to different spots on the wheel, and 5 seconds in your own emotions isn't going to make you weak. Feeling your feelings isn't going to make you weak. Just because somebody else weaponized what they perceived as a weakness does not make you weak. Use your discernment for this pile, truly, because it's a lot of confusing energy. It's a lot of confusing energy, but what I do want to say is that energy is not your own, and whenever you're trained to be what somebody else wants you to be, 1010, it's kind of hard to get past that. It's possible, but it's, it takes time. And you have to be patient with yourself while you go through that, because yeah, it really is like really easy to self-sabotage yourself in this type of energy. But if you know, and I can see like how you self-sabotage yourself, but it's like this, I don't know. Take a page out of the playbook. Understand what playbook you're taking a page out of first. Mercury, communication, but with Libra right next to it, expansion and balance in your connection to self and who and what you want, right? Because if you, and it's a way to say it, because I don't know exactly this situation, but I know my situation and I do see similarities in it. And from a young age, I can say I was almost trained to be a puppet, like if that makes sense. Because my mom is very narcissistic, and Mother's Day did just come up. Again, I'm so sorry if this is so out there and like whatever, 11:44, 46 and 2. Because I can feel this making you want to isolate, and I need you to not isolate because that discomfort is your growth. Energetic change coming. It really is keeping hope and understanding yourself. Oh, but what I was going to say is, so I have a narcissistic parent. I don't know about everybody else. I don't know your situation. But the way that it felt for me growing up is I was just what they needed me to be so that they could be validated in their own existence. And 1, 2, 3, 4, that is relevant, but it is also a big thing of, have you done that to other people so that you can feel validated in your experience? And there is no shame. Don't shame spiral over it, because there's no point in that. It's just a lot of growing. Again, you're growing. It's a lot of growing. Knight on a horse. But the thing is, no one's going to come and save you. You have to be willing to see where you've done wrong or where you've made decisions that weren't necessarily great for yourself or other people, and being able to move past that shame and do differently. That's the same thing that they couldn't do. And one thing I'm always going to say is, don't expect closure. Don't expect closure. Because it's the one thing I had to train myself in, is like, really, I'm not getting closure from anybody that's hurt me, and that's fine. Like, don't even need it at this time. At this point. Time and space continuum. Ooh. My bad. Play hooky, take time. Uranus. I would say definitely after this one, go watch the second pile. It's gonna be more beneficial than you think it is. Tree of Life, don't. Hold on. I'm catching up to myself. Tree of Life, don't live. Don't, huh? Because I have a little saying I say. Don't live for the acceptance of death, live for the love of life, right? Don't live for the acceptance of who you had to be to make somebody else feel comfortable. Live for the love and truth of yourself. Progress isn't linear at all. This could also be a past relationship. I am picking up on that a little bit too. And I really want you to prioritize yourself right now. Self-sabotaging. Acknowledge that that may possibly be a little iffy for you. And move past it. Because I did see, what is it? Mourn, / grieve your past. But I also have the lucky duck card, so, be on your P's and Q's, think again. Your friends are not your friends. And I do also want to say you're not in trouble. Like, I don't know how much I have to tell you it, but I also have I love you not. So, like, that back and forth with a parent, almost like it can be a relationship too, but I'm specifically feeling a parent where, like, you just can't be yourself even if you wanted to be. Which again, I say don't look for closure in a damn thing. But that's how I feel about it. So we have take a break, let them in, raise your standards. So also raising your standards for yourself, understanding that regardless if, like, you need to heal. And I don't mean to say this in a way that will rock the boat, right? But you need to heal and you need to air out your grievances before you, like, hop on the saddle or something. Protect your energy because all they're gonna do, whoever, whatever, this could be parental, this could be sibling, whatever, this could be an ex, whatever. All it's gonna do is stagnate your healing more, and the idea and the burden that you have so much to heal and learn is going to make you fall into a trap of going to someone else to heal you for you, and no one can do that for you. No one can do that for you. That's a decision you have to make yourself. And I'm not gonna lie, because I understand this energy very well. There is, like, you do have to isolate, you do have to go into hermit mode, and it may not be right now, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be next week, but at the end of the day, it's gonna happen. And I'd rather you be prepared for it and truly understand, like, why and how, instead of 1738, instead of you, like, skipping over it and thinking it's just gonna go away because you've tried to make it go away for how long and it still hasn't gone away, right? So it's time to put your hands in it yourself and realize fully, like, you're the only one that's gonna save you. And that is, like, the most beautiful love story of your own soul, in my opinion. That idea that I'm the only person that can save me is the one thing, 811, that has saved me from a lot of bullshit. Why? Because. Just why? Because. Let your emotions flow. Rebirth. Sly as a fox. Okay, hold on. Oh, but I've had to let go of so many people in my life just because they weren't, like, people that treated me like I mattered. And it's not that everyone should treat you like you matter. And sometimes it really truly is just having a different perspective on it, right? It's not that everybody should treat you like you matter, or, like, put you on a pedestal. I'll say that because everybody should treat everybody like they matter. Everyone matters. But it's understanding that even if, like, it just, not everyone's gonna be nice to you. Not everyone's gonna be nice to you. Not everyone's gonna be smiley and bubbly and, kind to you. Sometimes people are gonna be cold to you. And you have to accept that, and you have to love that you're getting a stern hand. Like, I don't, because sometimes it really is just, and then Love Thy Enemy came out, but you, if they're your enemy, why are you playing in their face? Hear me out. Hear me out. Just leave it alone. Just leave it and let it be. And it doesn't necessarily have to be you. It could be certain things you picked up, or it could just be the people around you. But preying on somebody else's downfall isn't gonna solve anything either. And being nice to them regardless of if they prey on your downfall isn't gonna help anything. Again, use your discernment for this entire fucking pile, dude. Because that's why I'm so kind of like stone cold right now. I can't even fucking 10, 20, 30. Don't allow your fears to manifest. What lines are you willing to draw? Tree of Death. And we did have Tree of Life too, so you have both Tree of Life and Tree of Death. It is your choice ultimately what you do with yourself. Why? Why does it matter? Because you're a being. You're a full being, and you matter. The way you treat people matter. The way you treat other people is only a reflection of yourself. Like I said at the beginning, you're just going to have a whole reflection of yourself, a whole mirror of yourself, and you have to be able to cope with this idea of who you are, regardless of if it's pretty or ugly. 2112. So you have options. You have options. It's up to you how you view this pile. It's up to you how you view yourself, how you view other people. Defiance is key. And it'll happen naturally. Wealth, masculinity, luck, power, happiness, the sun, gold, fool's gold. And honestly, I'm so sorry. I'm like out of it. I have to like manage this whole thing, and 15 directions and a lot of instability, and a lack of boundaries in a lot of ways. So I have to figure out a way to do that and still be like considerate. And then we have white. White, spirituality, peace, higher self, purity. You do not have to be pure to be loved. You don't have to be pure to be loved, but you do have to hold your impurities accountable. You do have to hold yourself accountable. And that's the thing I don't think we really realize. We're not really taught that. And like there's no shame in that. You have to be willing to teach yourself. But our energy does rub off on other people. And the way things affect you, I'm all the way out there. I'm all the way over there right now. Hold on, let me get my life together. Again, you're not gonna like this pile. You're not gonna like this pile, but it's not what you want, it's what you need, and it's up to you. It's like, okay. I wasn't taught health really. Like, how to like diet, anything like that. It was just, you diet and you get shamed deeply, right? So I'm an adult now and I eat so much ice cream, it's a problem. It's a problem, right? Can't eat that much ice cream. And I have to remind myself, like, hey, you're an adult now. You're the one taking care of yourself. This is your body. You're gonna have to have it for however long you have it, and you can't eat ice cream whenever you want. And it's so silly and it's so stupid, but it is detrimental. 2124. Trust yourself. Instead of trusting yourself, try to trust me for 5 seconds, and you don't know me whatsoever, but try to trust me for 5 seconds. And then I got the Y card. Try to trust me for 5 fucking seconds. And that's all I ask. Check your energy. Snakes in the grass. I don't know if that was this video or the last video, but not video, last pile. And then we have Pluto. We're gonna get some, not planet cards, moon cards. You are valid all by yourself. You don't have to prove it to anybody. You don't have to prove it to me. You don't have to prove it to anybody, not even to yourself. Just trust somebody else other than yourself for 5 seconds. 25, 25. You're only getting a quarter of the story. Just for 5 seconds so that you can realize that there's trust out there, that there is love out there to be received. And I heard no. Like, okay, babe, go off. Do it. Full moon, harvest endeavors, love magic, charging, cleansing, healing. First quarter. You're only getting a quarter of the story. Release and let go, creativity, divination, strength, and growth. You can't rebuild a tower that hasn't been knocked down first. Are you going to rebuild? Are you going to build that tower on a tower? Are you going to rebuild your tower on a foundation that's already crumbling? Or are you going to knock the whole fucking thing down, sell the fucking land, and, like, go build another tower somewhere, you know? Waxing crescent, set intentions, wealth, and success. Last quarter. Take action, banishment, banishing, because what's the difference between banishing and banishment? Banishing is the action of doing it. Banishment is already banished, right? So, yeah. Relinquishing, breaking habits. Okay, so we have intuition, gray. Intuition, psychism, dreams, femininity, the moon, understanding the balance within yourself. That it takes two to tango, I heard. But also, no, it doesn't sometimes, because sometimes it really doesn't. Sometimes, but you're a victim. And that's it. Like, but you'll tell yourself you're not to protect yourself, which is a whole other thing. Because you could genuinely be a victim, but once you see your victimhood as weakness, you can build up walls to stop anyone from seeing you a victim, and then the cycle continues, right? Nature, physical healing, money, abundance, fertility, and growth. Vital energy, passion, courage, lust, charisma, fast action, red. Then we have yellow, intelligence, learning, focus, memory, joy, comfort, fool's gold. Okay. I think that's all I really have. I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, hold on. Let me, yeah, I think it's just it, babe. You got it. I believe in you. You're fully capable. Trust, if you can't trust yourself or the people around you, don't trust your instincts. Because you're gonna have a different level of understanding in your instincts. Yeah. Yep. Okay. I think that's it. Hold on. Let me freaking... what does abundance mean to you? What does success mean to you? What have you learned from your journey so far? Thoughts need refocusing. Stop worrying. luck is on your side, and everything in your body may tell you it's not. This video may even tell you it's not, but that's why I said keywords, use your discernment. 808, 515, 46 and 2. Huge changes are ahead. You have to be able to want it. You have to be able to step outside of yourself and everything you do understand and be willing to go past it. You're more capable than you think you are. No one's gonna do it for you. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. I hope you enjoyed. Like a comment. Let me know this didn't just go into the fucking void of whatever this is at this point. And, I would say definitely do some frequencies if you can. Heart chakra frequencies and sacral chakra and voice chakra. Throat chakra. Yep. Okay, yep, that's all I got. That's all I got.